we could do a whole presentation on what she's done. For right now, we're going to listen to a little bit of music. This is Hugh Masekela and a song that you'll probably all recognize. It was a big hit in the 60s. And
folks, you've been so wonderful to us. All we can say is thank you, y'all, Virginia.
And this is live just a few years ago. Obviously somebody shooting from the front row. Masekela is from South Africa. A lot of you are probably familiar with this song or its cover. Both were #1 hits in the 60s. Turning it down so people can talk amongst themselves.
Okay.
Are you ready?
I am sure ready.
All right, I will fade this music.
All right,
and
now
I'm going to go dark because I need to call somebody and probably let them in.
Okay, good. And while you're going dark, I will talk. Gang, this is the thing. We have a different situation than we'd expected to have. And I've decided that I'm allergic to quarantine because I've been asked to quarantine because to be sure that we don't have any COVID, and I've had a test and we don't, but I'm being quarantined for a couple of weeks. So just so you know, I now have a swollen lip because of it. I'm allergic to quarantines. I love it. Anyway, with that cheery note, we're starting. We've got some challenges today because of the fact that I need to be with Alan is in the basement, and so he and I are working together on this to make sure it all happens. And in order to do that, like we did last time, we have many more cues for him. And so I've tried to get the cues on the sheet on the screen and can't. So I've just printed them off. We're covering the challenges, and so I think we're okay. But I wanted to be sure that you knew we were being challenged and that we're going to get a little start for a little slower than we'd expected. Okay, the main thing that I'm planning to do today, we're going to start with some instruments that are different, and we don't normally hear. We'll do those first, and then we're going to do soundscapes. Soundscapes for me is thinking of what a place sounds like. Instead of going to thinking of an ensemble and then going to a symphony somewhere, I'm going to go to a part of West Africa that has particular music so that we can hear what the sound, we could go there and hear it. And right now, this is current. So, and all of fact, everything we're going to hear today, you could hear now in the countries that we're going to. So this is sort of an attempt to bring us up to date on the soundscapes. We will do first that West Africa, Sahara area. Then we'll go to Europe briefly. And then we will go to Southeast Asia, a little less briefly. And then we'll head to Brazil and fly home. So that's the meeting of what's going to happen. Now, the challenges today are not only is the music and some of the sounds different, but also people are going to be talking on some of the tapes because I wanted to try to see whether we could listen through their accent. You know how hard it is to hear and to understand what people are saying sometimes because of their accent. So see if you can get ready for that. First of all, we're going to start where we did last time. So our very first one will be a Tuvan example, Tuvan throat singing, just like we did before. We're going to meet Alash. We're going to start the same way, but with him and two friends in Baltimore. So here he goes.
Sun mıyık turlagan sınarede şeylaklarına sınarede şeylaklarının sağırması yolları biz uydumur.
Okay, I think we're ready to turn them down and off. Leave them in Baltimore and go right on to our next one. Okay, while Alan gets the next one up, I'm going to mention that the person will announce from the Philippines will talk. He'll be the first non-native speaker, and his English is pretty good, but it's hard to hear. He's going to introduce a kubing. This kubing is from the Philippines. It's a Jaws harp. We don't need to ever talk about Jews harps or because nothing to do with Judaism. A lot of people do that, and it's sort of like blonde jokes and other things that nobody needs to do anymore. But anyway, this Jaws harp is one of the instruments that's found in every culture. It has 900 names, I found out in doing some research. And not only that, but it has Abraham Lincoln played the Jaws harp. Who knew? And Peter the Great. And it has the same works inside it as a harmonica or an accordion. So it has some similarities to instruments that may not be your favorites, but they're very interesting. Now in the Philippines, these instruments are a way that people that are in love can get a hold of each other because the person wanting to reach his love can play a Jaws harp underneath her room in their house, even though the family can hear it. They can't talk, but she can hear him play. So this is a kubing, K-U-B-I-N-G from the Philippines, and we're just going now.
So this is the kubing, our local name here in the Philippines, made of bamboo. And this is also what we call in English johar. And you can create the sounds by the shape of your lips. Like if you want to have a bass sound, it's somewhat like a vowel sound, or bass like if you want to vibrate the sound like, and the sharp like, when you combine that sound it creates like there's also made of brass this instrument.
Okay, you can take that away, Alan. Thank you.
Join me in playing this.
Okay, thank you for taking it away. And can you take it away by turning off the volume? That would be just ideal. So good. Okay, we've got several things that are working now that weren't working before, and I'm trying to, all right. Now, we're going to go to the didgeridoo, and I'm doing this deliberately for Frank and Jean, my neighbors. Frank and Jean Gripe were talking about the fact that they heard a didgeridoo in Australia and were really interested in it. Didgeridoos are made of wood, as you know, and they're Aboriginals play them. They are entirely controlled by the shape of your mouth and the way that you buzz and noises you make into it. So I thought we needed to let a didgeridoo player talk to us, and he's got a terrific Australian accent. So I hope you can understand him, but he's just charming. So here we go with the next. Here he is, David Hudson.
Well, here we have the finished product. You've seen me cut the didgeridoo, scrape all the bark back, and here's the finished product, painted as well with the tamar on it. The didgeridoo is one of the world's oldest wind instruments. And what's so unique about the didgeridoo is that it doesn't have a reed, it doesn't have finger holes. It's up to you to do the sound, to produce the twangs with your tongue, with your lips, and do the sounds in your voice box. I can show you how to play the didgeridoo, but it's up to you to put the time and effort into practicing every day, 1 hour, 2 hours, to play it and so forth. Now, to play the didgeridoo, you've got to do a sharp raspberry. Don't blow like a trumpet because it's not a brass instrument, it's timber. This is what it sounds like. If you blow it hard like a trumpet, sounds pretty terrible. Blow softly. Try and do some twangs also with your tongue. Now the voice box is there for its purpose also. You do sounds like the dingoes, kookaburras, mopokes, emus, and you can do sounds that are produced through the didgeridoo, and the sound synthesised. Now the sound is also inside, you have all the little cracks and holes that the termites have left behind. That's what also synthesised the sound. Doesn't sound very good at this end, but at that end it sounds very good. So, for example, the dingo, that's a wild dog. They don't bark, they howl. You've got to do the sound in your voice box. Throw the voice, but vibrate it at the same time. To do a dingo, for example, do 5 short calls and 1 big long one.
Okay, Alan, thank you.
Kookaburra.
Thank
That's
you. Okay, as he takes it off, I have no ability, Alan, to tell what the footage is on the screen. In other words, your screensaver has taken away my cue, so I have to just go with memory. So if you can renew, let's see, if you can put it back on share in such a way that I can, I don't know if we can do that. Dear. Well,
The next one on your cue sheet is about circular breathing.
yes, it is clarinet. Yeah, right. And it's 0 to 52, and it's got to be off at 52. Okay.
Yeah, no, I know. I've got all that info.
Right. It's just that I don't. So you're okay.
All right. You want me to play that one?
I do.
Okay.
Now, what he's doing is turning this on so that you can watch this clarinet player that does not use any. He doesn't use any breathing. He just plays all of it with one breath. Listen. Thank you. You can take him off. Okay, now the value of this, you guys, for us is this. With playing wind instruments is that it hurts lungs of musicians over time. So the Alexander technique is one of many methods of having medicine applied to musicians to keep them able to play through their lives. And the pushback from some wind instruments just causes problems with lungs. And circular breathing relieves that. So he has a virtuoso clarinetist who has learned didgeridoo breathing to circular breathe like the Aboriginals do, which is now supplying health to his lungs. So it just goes to show you that we need world music and all that we know about music making in different cultures. This is really vital. This piece of information showed us how important it is for this man who can do it all on one breath. Actually, he's breathing through his nose while he's breathing out of his mouth. Okay, so let's now go to the first soundscape. We're going to go to the middle of the Sahara. I cannot believe how deeply I got into this time. My word. I just really did. We are going to listen to Babacar Traore and Ali Farka Touré doing a piece together. Now this piece is Duna Ma Yelema, they sing, and I'll try to sing it with them a couple of times so that you can hear and follow it. Okay, just a second. Oh dear, I'm doing with half the stuff that I need here. Oh my, this is all right though. Everybody's used to seeing me do work these things out. So anyway, we'll go for it. Thank you. Babacar is on the left and Ali Farka Touré is here on the right. So what they have is do na ma yele ma be ma da yele ma da. That's what they're singing. Or they will in a minute, okay? Look how relaxed they are and how comfortable. Ma yele ma be ma da yele ma da. Fade it out, Alan. try cutting through this. Okay, and now we're going to go to, that was longer ago. Ali Farka Touré, the one on the right, is one that absolutely spread his guitar playing, his expertise across the whole Sahara area. So now we're going to have listen to the Tinarawen of this group that we're here next is going to be Tuareg, and they're from the middle of the Sahara. And let me just get a breath here and then calm down, because my view is the wrong view. I don't have this. This is really amazing. We've got a real problem here. Okay, just a second now, and I'll be able to get myself together. I guess I have to go gallery. Dear. Okay. Okay. We're going to hear Tinarawen. That is a group from the Sahara that is copying Ali Farka Touré and Babacar Taro that we just heard. They're now imitating them. And this is a whole group of players and bands and things that have now started in the middle of the Sahara. And I'll talk about that a little more in a minute. Let's listen first to them. Here it is. Get ready to clap. Tinarawen.
التاريخ يبار سوف الناس العالم سيطران تفهم والهيئة تنقسم التاريخ يفارني سوف الناس العالم جود القامة تجرى ومكنت نودي اغسر نظرا استخدام توقيتي بالدلم سيطرة تفهم والهيئة تنقسم التاريخ يفارني سوف الناس العالم
That's good. The man you're seeing there is the man who led a group of young men to go and work in Gaddafi's Libya. You can clap with that while we're listening to him talk. And what happened is that they went to Libya and they learned to fight, because when independence came to this era, they were being picked on by everybody. See, these people are nomads, and they are having trouble with cattle and with, camels, and their taxes. And so they wanted to get some power and learn to fight for their rights. So they went to Libya, got arms, learned to fight, fought for Gaddafi, and then realized they didn't want to kill anymore. The music is what they wanted to do, and that they could earn by tours in the world. They could earn enough money to help the people to get done. They have their own motorhome. You're going to see it a little later on. and they have virtually gotten this life together that's now paid off, and their music is becoming popular worldwide. Ollie Farquhar Touré, the one, the man at the beginning that did the guitar on the right there, set up this whole genre of music, and now these people are imitating it and building on it. Okay, so let's go now to the next one, because it's really important to see where this music came from. And so what we're going to see now is one of the Tuareg festivals in the desert that are annual. They meet in a special location south of Timbuktu, and all of the Tuareg pull in together and have a chance to meet and talk about what their plans are, to share, to meet new people, to fall in love, you know, all the things that people do when they meet together. And so they have, and what we're going to do is see here how they change from traditional, how they had a traditional sound that sounded very similar, and how they took on Ollie Farquhar Touré's sound and they made it into something new. And we're going to see that in this next set of examples. So here we go. The festival in the desert near Timbuktu. I'm going to talk over it a little bit. You'll see the women on the left there. Watch their gestures. They're so gentle. You see there's a guitar. It's an Mvet called MVT, Mvet. And do you see their movements? How gentle they are and liquid. Now you see there's a similar feeling of pulse into it, isn't there? And you see the clapping up here in the right. Yes. So really, turning it into a sound similar to Ollie Farquhar Touré is not that weird. There's a lot of the traditional sound that's still there. And of course, we have onlookers on their camels. Now there's some dancing in here, sword dancing and some other things that happen. But let's just keep watching and listening. Now this is not something that I can do. I don't know about you, but I can't do what that man is doing. Okay, you hear that guitar, you hear that singing, which is woman. It was a woman singing this time, as you heard. But now we'll look at the desert, people walking in the sand, and we'll all of a sudden get to a tent and we'll hear the beginning of Samba Touré, the coming of the electric guitar to the middle of the Sahara. Thank you for more volume. Look at the guy on the right. His movements are gentle. So it's traditional too, chorus. Okay, let's go to number 7, Alan. And number 7, you're going to be really glad to see. What I'm doing is getting you into a motorhome with these Tinaruan when they're traveling through the desert to see other Tuaregs before they go on tour. So they're traveling and they're singing and they're playing games, and we're just going to be in the Sahara for a few minutes. So let's go there now. road. But we're going to summarize. So we've got a real, and Alan's got such a hard task here. Now, because he's going to have to move to refine where the trees here. But we're going to summarize by listening to 7.5.
Are you ready for the next one, Barbara? Is that what you're saying?
7.5, I guess. Yes.
Okay.
And 7.5 will just a few seconds listen because they describe Ali Farka Touré. This is to summarize what we just did. Okay.
In the early 90s, a little-known guitarist from Africa took the stage at folk festivals across the United States and Europe. A master at the instrument with a particularly wild way of fingerpicking, the man, Ali Farka Touré, transfixed the audience with his sublime bluesy songs.
Okay, thank you. You can take it off.
During interviews after these,
and now we'll skip 7.6 and 7.7, and we'll go directly to Europe. We're going to leap from the middle of the Sahara into the middle of, well, actually the northwest corner of Spain, where an orchestra is being conducted by my new favorite conductor. His name is Dima Slobodanivuk. Slobodanivuk. Let me try it again. Slobodanivuk. There we go, Slobodanivuk. And he is a Russian who went to Finland and became a Finnish citizen at 17 years old, was a violinist, but became a conductor. And he is now conducting the symphony in A Cortuna, which is a Spanish city in the northwest tip of Spain, up north of Portugal. And he is absolutely dynamite. We're going to listen to a little bit of his Pines of Rome by Ottorino Respighi. And you know that Respighi is well known for his orchestration. And so I'll be saying some things about that along the way, but we're not going to listen to the whole thing at all. It's 29 minutes, but I think, Alan, you've got it on the soundtrack. So when it's on 370, they'll be able to hear the whole Pines of Rome. Anyway, this This one that we're going to hear has 4 movements. We'll listen to the beginning of each one. And the first one is the first Pines of Rome is the Pines of the Villa Borghese. And it is 2 minutes and 52 seconds, but you guys, I have never heard it played faster. If I was in the cello section on this one, I can tell you what, my fingers would just be dancing. You watch the horns, because when they start playing, we're going to watch this whole movement because it's only 3 minutes long and it's really fast. Vivace. Presto. Right. And now we're going to the catacombs. And so it's going to be, we're going to continue there. Just let it play. Don't take it off. It's the same place. Just let it play. Okay. Yes. The catacombs. We're in the catacombs now, and we're going to have it slower. Just so you know that he can conduct a slow thing. Slobodeniuk. If you keep giving more volume. The volume, we need some more on the volume. I'm going to ask you to unmute.
I'm afraid that's as loud as this one gets.
Okay, good, thank you. All right, I've got some issues here. Okay, let's go to the next one. That was our slow moment there with the catacombs. And now we'll go to the next movement, which is the hill park that the Pines and Rome. And this is a circular breathing clarinet. So the piano plays briefly, but then you're going to see the clarinet doing circular breathing just like the didgeridoo. Okay, if you could take us to 1737. 1737, we'll hear the, it's kind of hearing them. Yes, we'll hear the beginning of the Appian Way Pines. It's a march that starts really softly. You can almost not hear it. Now, can you turn it up a little bit? Okay, because of the volume, I'm going to ask you to go to 21. Whoa. Oh, sorry. Okay. Alan?
Barbara, when you say 21, are we
I'm
talking about?
2100.
Okay. Oh,
In the
2100 on that one.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Sorry about
Oh,
that.
sorry. Sorry, I didn't say that well. Forgive me.
No, that's okay. It's okay. We'll get there. All right. Let me mute myself.
This Zoom has some issues. Yes. So she's going to get a standing ovation on that one. It's just been a marvelous job. Now that winner is Slobodenjuk. You can turn it off, Alex. Slobodenjuk. Slobodenjuk. Let's all say that. Slobodenjuk. Go. Slobodenjuk. That's his name, Dima Slobodenjuk, and I think he's wonderful. My word, what a person. Okay, we're going to go to Southeast Asia. We're going to do this swiftly. We're going to go to the world of gongs and bamboo instruments. We did the Jaws harp before, remember? The kubing from the Philippines. So we'll start at the Philippines with the number 9. And this is my teacher. My teacher, his name is Dali Kaladuyan. He is teaching me an instrument, an ensemble called the Kulintan. And it is he's a Maguindanao ethnic group from the island of Mindanao. And in fact, they all live in the city of Zamboanga. I love to say all that. He's a Maguindanao from Mindanao, from the city of Zamboanga. It's so funny, I don't trip over that like I do over slow development. Okay, so here we go.
We have a very popular dance performed generally by men, and they call it Sagayan. According to our people, during the Spanish time, before they attack their enemies, they have to summon the spirit to become possessed, because they believe that once they are being possessed, the bullets will not penetrate on your body. And now it is performed to entertain, and especially during wedding, they always have that dance. The other way that we perform it is if somebody is sick in the village.
Okay, number 10.
And people believe that it is caused by the spirit.
Number 10 is from the same area. It's a Kulintan, and it's kids playing it, younger people playing it, to show you it's current. It's happening. And let's now go to number 11, which is Bali. We're going to the island of Bali, which is in Indonesia instead of in the Philippines, of course. And you're going to hear the gamelan gong kebyar. We have a couple of examples on number 11. And the first one is from 5.5 minutes and 1 second. I'll stop you when it's time. Okay, this is gamelan. Okay, let's go on now to the next example of a Balinese gamelan. This also is a Balinese gamelan that you're hearing, a little bit of gongs and bamboo. Okay, Alan, we're going to turn this now, turn it off and go to number 12. We're on the streets of Yogyakarta in Indonesia, in the kingdom of the Sultan. It's a sultan, but a king. It's a monarchy, and in central Java. And you're going to see a street scene with some young people dancing to gamelan, and listen to the Javanese gamelan and how different it is than the Balinese one. It's very steady, very very plain compared to the sound, and we'll get a little bit of it in a minute up close. But now just watch what happens in the street.
Aku harus mulai saiki. Okay, what that ends up doing is there's just a whole street full of kids playing, dancing. So you can tell they're all taking lessons. This young man is going to start dancing too. There he goes. Okay, so let's go on now to the next example under 12, which is, I think it's at 3.33. So we're in the palace now in central Java, the palace of the Sultan and the Javanese gamelan. You see how steady it is. Just a different regal, elegant air. We have no time to listen to that, so we will just move on now to number 13.
Number 13 is from Bali again, but it has to do, there's a lot more going on in the music than just the gamelans. They have stories from the Hindu holy books, the Ramayana and the Mahabharata. And this particular one is a monkey. When Rama's wife Sita is kidnapped, and Hanuman is asked, the monkey god is asked to send all of his monkey hordes to find her so that she can be saved. And so this is the music that goes with that. And I'm going to say it first so that you can practice it. Here we go. Ka-chak, 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 ka-chak. Just say that where you are. Ka-chak, 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 ka-chak. It's number 13. You're on number 11, the second half. Number 13, Alan. Okay? Everyone together. Ka-chak, ka-chak, ka-chak. Ka-chak, ka-chak, ka-chak. Yeah, now. Chalk, 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 chalk. 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 Okay, then chalk-a-chalk. Chalk-a-chalk-a-chalk, chalk-a-chalk, chalk-a-chalk. Chalk-a-chalk-a-chalk, chalk-a-chalk, chalk-a-chalk. Chalk-a-chalk-a-chalk, chalk-a-chalk, chalk-a-chalk. Chalk-a-chalk-a-chalk, chalk-a-chalk. Okay, you put all that together with a couple of more of the rhythms, which we won't do because of time, and this is how it sounds. Can you hear it? Okay, vote number 14, Alan. I bet you can tell where this gamelan is from. We're going to go a couple of minutes over. This gamelan that you're going to hear on number 14 is, I'm not going to tell you where it's from. Is it from Bali or is it from Java? Oh, you'll know. You'll be able to tell just by listening to it. No, this is it's number 14. It's number 14, Alan.
Do I have the right one on the screen?
No,
or is this
you don't. No.
Okay, sorry.
That's all right. You have number 13.5.
Oh my goodness.
Number 14, yeah, is the one we want. Number 14.
All right, just a moment. Stand by.
You're
Talk
doing
amongst
good.
yourselves.
We just got one more after this and we're done. Okay, if you could turn up the volume on this, you can tell me where this is from, Java or Bali? Okay, all those who think it's Java, raise their hand. All those who think it's Bali, raise your hand. Yep. Now watch the guy in the back. You see him up there? He's going to play the structure of the rhythm, the polyphonic structure of the gamelan. He's going to play them using the gongs as markers. Watch. And look, there's a woman there too. Can you go to 16.00? Yes, we got a dancer, and I just wanted you to listen to the dancer and the gamelan interacting.
volume up? Thank you. And now we're ready to return to Brazil, just like we did last time, and end with a bossa nova. And this one is delightful. This is Elis Regina, she's just a wonderful singer, with Antonio Carlos Jobim, also known as Tom Jobim, with this very striking bossa nova that's got so many swift little sounds in it. And we'll close with that. Thank you for coming. And thank you for putting up with our issues here. And thank you, Alan.
É pau, é pedra, é o fim do caminho, é o resto de toco, é um pouco sozinho, é um caco de vidro, é a vida, é o sol, é a noite, é a morte, é o laço, é o anzol, é peroba do campo,
É o nó da madeira, é o matita pereira,
é madeira de vento,
da ribanceira,
é um mistério profundo,
é o queira ou não queira,
é o vento ventando, é o fim da ladeira, é a viga, é o vão, festa da cumeira,
é a chuva chovendo, é conversa ribeira das águas de março, é o fim da canseira,
é o pé, é o chão,
é a mastradeira,
passarinho na mão,
pedra de atiradeira,
é uma ave no céu,
é uma ave no chão,
é um regato, é uma fonte,
é um pedaço de pão,
é o fundo do poço, é o fim do caminho, no rosto desgosto, é um pouco sozinho, é um estrepe,
é um prego,
é uma ponta,
é um ponto,
é um pino,
pingando,
é uma conta,
é um conto,
é um peixe, é um gesto,
é uma prata brilhando,
é a luz da manhã,
é o tijolo chegando,
é a lenha, é o dia, é o fim da picada, é a garrafa de cana, estilhaço na estrada,
é o projeto da casa, é o corpo na cama, é o carro enguiçado, é a lama,
é um passo,
é uma ponte,
é um sapo,
é uma rã
é um resto
de mato,
na luz
da manhã,
são as águas de março fechando o verão, é a promessa de vida no teu coração. É uma cobra, é um pau,
é João,
é José,
é um espinho,
na mão,
é um corte,
no pé,
são as águas de março fechando o verão,
é a promessa de vida no teu coração.
é pau,
É pedra
é o fim
do caminho,
é um resto,
de toco,
é um pouco,
sozinho, é um passo, é uma ponte,
é um sapo, é uma rã,
é um belo horizonte,
é uma febre terçã,
são as águas de março fechando o verão, é a promessa de vida no teu coração. Pau,
pedra,
inho,
inho,
fogo,
fogo, vinho,
acre,
hidro,
vida,
ol,
noite,
horte,
aço,
sol,
são as águas de março fechando o verão, é a promessa de vida no teu coração. Badaba, bade badiza, zazaziza, azanamenya, anandede, badandede, badandede, anandade, andanada, andanadede, andandede, andanada, ué.
Thank you so much for coming. God bless you. We're learning a lot about Zoom, and we're finding out what Barbara does and what she doesn't. But we really want to thank Alan for all he does to help with this. Thank you.
Thank you, Barbara. Did an amazing job despite our technical difficulties. We were going to be in the chapel, and now we're all in our places, and we're all, thank you everybody for rolling with the punches and keeping each other safe, and hang in there. And greetings, viewers of the future. This will be on channel 370. And I do intend to put this on all next week in the afternoon. I'll try and put some of the music before it in the afternoon as well. So this recording will be available all next week. Does anybody have any questions before we go?
No, but you could play that last one forever.
Isn't it wonderful? The two of them are so good. Yeah, they are. Oh, my.